years of American history. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty darn excited to be sharing another year of learning and excitement with you. And this year is going to be amazing. We're actually going to be in the same building, hopefully, all year. We're going to have all kinds of cool topics to study. It's going to be amazing. Amazing. Okay. So, as I told you in class when we talked, this summer you're going to be reading this wonderful book here called Frederick Douglass, Prophet of Freedom. I am currently, because I'm recording this in June, taking a class with the Professor Blight, who is the author of this book. And I'm going to be doing my utmost best every chance I get to try to convince him that he wants to Zoom in with our class in the fall. Fingers crossed, I meet him in July, so hopefully I can convince him. Nevertheless, the book is excellent. But as I said in class, what I'm trying to do is I was looking for a book that would serve as a framework with which we could look at the antebellum period, the period before the Civil War, through one person's experience. And in this case, we're looking through a pretty profound person in the shape of Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass is a man who was born here in Maryland as a slave, enslaved person, and is going to tell his story in his autobiography, not once, not twice, but 3 times. If you have a chance, and I'm not requiring it, but it would be really awesome if you would read the first, the second, or the third versions. They're not long. They will, I think, enhance your understanding of the book we're reading together. But again, I know I'm asking a lot. So should you choose to do it and are up for a challenge and want to read it, I think you would find it very interesting. Plus, you might be reading it in English next year, and it might give you a little, step up. Nevertheless, so it goes through his life. So here's what we're doing for official assignment. You have basically here the introduction and chapters 1 through 14. Okay. As you read, I want you to buy the book. I don't want you to get it digitally. I want you to buy it because I want you to annotate as you go on. You're expected to comment as you're reading, sort of in the book, making your annotations, but then you're going to share a comment to this platform here. And it's basically going to open us up to some, what are they called? Padlets, where you can share your thoughts. Okay, so you're expected to share at least one thought per chapter. Okay, so that's at least 14 entries. And there are 6 themes. So you can choose where those 14 go as long as you're putting at least one comment in each theme. So you might have 3 comments in theme 1, 1 comment in theme 2, and then sort of evenly dispersed thereafter. And I'm hoping that it's going to be sort of naturally driven by what you're reading and what you're seeing. I don't really want you to go kind of cherry picking things. I hope it's going to sort of emerge to you as you read. But I do want you to annotate, because annotating means going through and looking for words you don't know, looking for questions you have, things that are going on. So when we start school, this is really one of the things we're going to kick off with immediately is this book. And then you're going to use this book throughout the fall as we start to do other things. So as you do that, you're also expected to make at least one comment on at least 10 different classmates' posts. So after you've made your comment and as you make your own, I want you to read through some of the others. And you don't have to do this at the same time. You can actually do the comments at the end of the summer when more people have posted. But basically, you're going through and making comments like, I agree, I disagree. You can rate it. You can say, this is really profound. I like how you did this, or I'm not sure I'm with you on that, whatever. Okay, so that's sort of the comments to the book. Now, on or as close as you can to the 4th of July, I have one place where you can watch an actor perform one of Frederick Douglass's speeches as he himself might have given it. The name of the speech is What to the Slave is the 4th of July. I personally find it to be one of the more profound speeches I've ever heard. It is not a rah-rah America speech. It's pretty challenging to read. But I think in the present climate with the racial tensions. I think it's really important to sort of allow ourselves to dive into what might be some of those questions and issues that are going on. Please, I've created a whole Padlet for you as things come up in the book. I'd like you to make note of where those questions are, what those questions are, and if they're inspired by a particular page or question or event, please make note of the page. Please make note of the context so we can answer it in context. And then I'm going to also have some extra credit sort of as I post, as I learn more things this summer. So let's go along and look here. So here are the 6 themes that you're looking at. The first theme is words. Frederick Douglass is a man who was obsessed with language, not being someone who was allowed to read as a young boy or even being allowed, it was illegal for him to be taught. He really becomes very fixated on words. This is a book called The Columbia Orator. This is an actual picture of the book. This is a book that was published, and had been around for years, I think in the turn of the century. But he carried it with him, and it had the speeches of great Greek and Roman philosophers and British leaders. And what he did was he collected these were collected in this book. And what he would do is he would learn to read and he would learn to speak by speaking the cadences of these great men. And it talks about it in the book that we're reading this summer. The second theme, and I want you to just, as you go along, if you find a turn of phrase that you really enjoy or something that really profoundly hits you, I want you to look at that. Look at how he uses words to convey messages. Look at how he evokes feelings from it. Identity. Obviously, this is a book about a transforming identity. This is an identity of who shaped him, what influences determine who he is, how does it change over time. I really want you to look at the identity. How do you think he saw himself? What happens in midlife? We're only going to get really to his midlife before things, and this may change as we go along because his identity is going to continue to evolve. What is identity for you? How does reading this sort of get you to think about your own identity? Autonomy, a state of independence. Why is that so important to Frederick Douglass? What is it about this autonomy? What actions does he take? What does it mean? How do you see it reflected in his writing? Transformation. Where and how do you see him transforming throughout this text? That's also a really sort of valuable journey he's on. Is there a cost to his transformation? Is there a price to his journey? And again, you're going to see that happen throughout the book, even next fall. Biblical. One of the things I think you'll be fascinated by is as a man of faith, he is profoundly impacted by the Old Testament and by the words of the sages. And you'll see a lot of his speeches draw in those themes, and you will find sort of references in his own writing or even the author of the book we're reading, who relies on Heschel to help him understand sort of where Douglass is coming from. And the last one is oratory. We are just going to see towards the end of this book where he really begins to emerge as an orator, as one of the great speakers of this period of maybe of all American history, and really as a profound voice for people who were voiceless. So I really want you to sort of explore what those themes mean. They're not right or wrong. Are you doing it? Are you up to the honors challenge? Are you engaging? Are you pushing yourself to think? Here is where I want you to post questions in this tab here. You just do it. Any question come to mind, I would ask that you, again, like I said, post the page in that you're taking things from, just so we have some context. Down here is the meaning of the 4th of July. This is the speech in which you will see the actor do the speech. The last section is contemporary. This is for extra credit. Frederick Douglass has really regained a lot of sort of status and is very cachet right now. So you can find all kinds of stuff. I found this print of Douglass sort of that was just recently selling in a bookstore that I thought was fascinating. But look at Douglass in pop culture. What does he mean? Why now? Why there? Sort of put together a collage, a presentation, a video, a poster, whatever. Be creative, write a poem, something, and add it here. So let's go back here and I'll show you. So here is, you click on the picture and it will take you to a Padlet. This again is where you can enter down here. You know how you write here and you add things. If you want to add a link, if you want to add a photo, if you want to sort of do anything else, you can upload things, you can draw, you can screen record yourself, whatever you want. That goes in here. To me, this is going to be pretty profound because I'd like you really sharing and talking to each other. Sort of, we're stepping outside of time and space a little bit because somebody could record something in June, have a response in July, and another response in August. So I want to have some fun with this, and I want you to really allow yourself to explore this man, this book, and everything that goes with it. So this is our summer. Hopefully, this is a fun summer, an interesting summer. I hope you're getting outside. I hope you're enjoying family and friends. Please pay attention here. I may put a box in for just current topics that happen and things that go on, and I'll try to keep it updated. You could always drop me a note by email if you need to reach me. Just click here. Or if you urgently need to reach me, text me. Make sure you identify who you are, and then I'll be able to respond. If you don't identify, I won't respond because I don't know who you are. Okay? All right. I'm serious, guys. I'm really jazzed going into the next year. Really going to be fun. And I'm looking forward to hanging out again for another year and look forward to seeing you soon. Have a wonderful summer. Be good. Stay safe. And I will see you in August.